do you actually think that anything that we do or say, do you think it's actually ever going to make a difference? The reason why I say this is because
Yeah.
I went to a recent, like a MUFON meeting in Phoenix, Arizona.
Mhm.
MUFON is the civilian ran like UFO research organization where they research and look into sightings that get reported and whatnot. And they have like the different groups in all the major cities, right? So I went to a Phoenix one. It was like $20 to go to or something. And what I noticed there was the average age of everybody there was like at least 60 years old. That was probably the median age there. So I was very surprised by that. I was significantly one of the youngest people there. And then secondly,
Yeah.
the lady who runs it, Stacy Wright, she's like the director of the Phoenix MUFON or whatever. She mentioned something that really stuck with me, which is back in the 80s, they thought they were this close to disclosure. Back in the 90s, they thought they were this close to disclosure. Today, we think we're this close to disclosure, yet it's never come. And I think for me, it's caused me to move the goalposts of what do I actually think may or may not happen. Like, I don't necessarily expect sleepy Joe Biden to get up in front of America and lose his train of thought after telling us that aliens exist or whatever, right? But I just don't expect the president to
Yeah.
ever come out and make an official announcement. I feel like the only way it's going to
Mhm.
happen is through just unclassified documents and slow drip like it is, which means that nobody's ever going to make a big deal out of it because it's all slow drip. And then secondly,
Mhm.
unless there was some massive sighting that was just impossible to cover up that millions of people saw, I just don't imagine anything that we do really makes a difference. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, my thought is that there is currently another Cold War per se taking place right now. In that there's many other countries right now that have recovered UFO material, craft, whatever you want to call it. And right now it's kind of like an arms race, but instead of arms race, it's an actual alien technology race. Um, a lot of people are speculating that the first country that will disclose extraterrestrial technology will have an advantage over another country. That's something that I've heard that could be happening behind closed doors. There's reporters and people that I've seen talk about that. That kind of makes you question, like, what if this is actually what's going on? And that's why is that why is the topic of UAPs and all these videos that are coming out. TMZ just released that video of what looks like a jellyfish.
Yeah.
uh, and you're seeing it more on the news. I know that the UFO thing, it's had a negative history of, like, stonewalling, right? It's been stonewalled time and time again, and it feels like there's no end to it. But I think that in 2017, what really happened in December of 2017, the New York Times article, that was like the first real publication that really opened up the eyes of a lot of people. And from there, it's just kind of been back to back. Now I get annoyed. I really do get annoyed myself, and I don't know if this is like my ego talking, or if it's just like when are you just going to release the full stuff, like the full evidence? We want give me a nugget, something serious, something that can you know make it stand out 100% rather than just speculation. A lot of it lately, including with like David Grush, the statements made by David Grush, a lot of them are just statements and without any physical evidence. And that's something that's so frustrating because, you know, there's so many eyewitness testimonies, there's so many people that have had accounts, people that have experienced things, and people with classified information, and it's just getting so frustrating. um, it's getting frustrating. But I do think that there is, an arms race just with UAP technology, and I think that that's why disclosure has been kind of expedited, and it feels like it has been expedited. You don't think that you don't think that it's become more, I don't know, public?
Um, well, I guess for us, it would be hard to say because, I wasn't around in the 70s and the 80s and whatnot, but I feel like people have been, pretty knowledgeable of this stuff. I did a video about JFK and his UFO connection, and that was in the 60s, right? And back then there was newspaper articles about all of this stuff, right? Newspaper articles were involved in Roswell, were involved in the Kenneth Arnold sighting even before that, right? So this stuff has been reported in the media. It's been a topic of conversation in science fiction movies, right? And so that has kind of been a little bit of that slow drip. I just feel like it's my opinion is there's so much to it that there's no way possible that everything's going to get released, right? Because that obviously involves releasing defense secrets. It also involves maybe admitting to some crimes here and there, right? So I think
Yeah.
we may get glimpses with random whistleblowers, but I hate to say it, the thing about Grush is we're taking him at his word, but he's never actually experienced any of it. He's never seen any of it. He's
Yeah.
literally just giving you hearsay. I mean, by the definition of the word. And so, it's like, hey, my friend says they saw someone murder somebody. Well, would that make me a great witness in that trial case? No, you know. So, I'm just thinking about it, I guess, as logically as possible. I'm hopeful. I want to believe. I'm literally having a podcast where we talk about this stuff, and also a YouTube channel and a TikTok. Like I'm obviously interested in this topic. I want it to be real. I guess I'm just being realistic with myself. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like every time we get a little bit of this slow drip, I almost start to wonder, what are they trying to cover up?